Good morning, kindergarten class, my virtual friends. We are starting a new Super Duper Big Kid reading book today, okay? So that will be book 3. You should have it by now, hopefully, and I know I talked to you, parents, or the office talked to you about making arrangements to get that book. And we're also learning a new letter today. And that letter is the letter J. And how does the letter J sound go? J, 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 J. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to listen to a letter J song. You're going to catch some J words. But the first thing we're going to do is actually talk about syllables, okay? Syllables, that's a word part that has one vowel sound. You can break apart the syllables in a word to tell how many syllables are in a word. So, for instance, what we did in class is we clapped for our syllables. So if I said Colton, how many syllables does that have? How many times did I clap? 2. Colton. What about Amy? Also 2. What about Germany? 1, 2, 3. Germany has 3 syllables in her name. What about rug? Rug. How many syllables is that? 1. What about kindergarten? Kindergarten. I heard 4 syllables in that word. So on page 14 in our new book, we're going to look at each square, okay? And each square has 2 pictures. And we're going to circle the picture that has more syllables, all right? Or the most syllables. So this first picture, this first square, we have jam. How many syllables does that have? 1. And then we have jaguar. How many syllables do you hear in that word? 2. So which one has more? Jaguar. We're going to circle the jaguar. This next square, we have jellyfish. How many syllables do you hear? Jellyfish. I hear 3 syllables. And we also have juice. How many syllables do you hear there? 1. So which one has more? Jellyfish or juice? Jellyfish. These 2 you're going to do by yourself. We're gonna clap it out, but I'm not gonna tell you the answer, okay? So right here we have jet. And then right here we have jacket. So you need to circle the picture that has more syllables. On this one we have jug and jewelry. Circle the picture that has more syllables, the most. Now on the next page, now we're getting to our letter J. So I'm going to send you a letter J song. And remember, you're going to catch those J words. And we've got some J words on the board already. See if you can see that. We have jacket, Germany, juggle, jaguar, jar, jelly, jingle, and jiggle. We'll get some more tomorrow. So to make a letter J, you start at the top line. For a capital J, start at the top line, bring it on down and give it a hook, and then give them a hat. And then for a lowercase J, you're going to start in the middle on the dotted line, and you're going to go all the way down past the bottom line, give them a hook, and then give them a dot, okay? Go ahead and trace your J's. Now we're going to circle the pictures or the items in this picture that start with letter J, all right? So some things that we have a jug, we have a fork, a knife, juice, toast, plate, jam, eggs, napkin. I heard some J words in there. So I want you to look at the picture and circle the words that start with J. Remember, we have jug, juice, plate, eggs, toast, jam, napkin, fork, and knife. And we're listening for words with the J sound. All right? So now we're going to backtrack a little bit. And we're going to go to pages 14 and 15. And we're going to talk about fables and folklores. All right? So a fable is a made-up story, and it usually involves animals, okay? The characters are usually animals, and they have a lesson at the end. It teaches you a moral lesson at the end. So let's read this story. The Tortoise and the Hare. Have you ever heard that story before? Well, first of all, a hare is a bunny rabbit. And we all know that bunnies run really fast, right? And a tortoise is a turtle, a type of a turtle. And do they run fast? No, they walk real slow, okay? So the tortoise, the turtle, and the hare, the bunny, had a race, all right? So who would you think would win that race? Just knowing what we know about how fast these animals are and how slow they are, who do you think would win? The hare, right? The bunny. Well, but listen to what happens. So they start the race. And look, it looks like the hare is winning. And there's the tortoise way back there. And the hare got so far ahead of the tortoise, he said, you know what? I'm going to take a nap. Take a little break and take a nap. So he did. You can see him here. He's sleeping on the ground. Well, what do you think happened? He slept too long, and the tortoise caught up with him. Not only did he catch up with him, but he won the race. Now, did the hare try his best? No, he didn't. He took a nap. But did the tortoise try his best? Yes, he did. He did. And he won the race. So that is a fable, okay? That is just a made-up story, and it's got the animal characters. In this case, the animals are the tortoise and the hare. So on page 15, we're going to draw the ending of the story. So what we did in the class, we drew the finish line, and we wrote the word finish, and then we drew the turtle, the tortoise, crossing the finish line. All right? So that's on pages 14 and 15. Now turn to pages 28 to 29. And I apologize, I probably should have done a separate video for this, but you guys can pause it at home. Now we're learning about folk tales, all right? So a folk tale, we're going to read a folk tale story tomorrow. It's a traditional story that people have told many times. Folk tales have a theme or a big idea. Have you ever heard the story of Little Red Riding Hood? What's that story about? Well, the little girl, Little Red Riding Hood, wants to go off to see her grandmother, and she has to walk through the woods, and her mom says, don't talk to strangers. And who does she meet? The wolf. And then she gets to the grandmother's house, and who's in the bed? The wolf. And Little Red Riding Hood says, my, what big eyes you have. What big ears you have. What big teeth you have. So let's read what they put on here, the story on here. One day, Little Red Riding Hood went for a walk. Her mom told her not to talk to strangers. Little Red Riding Hood met a wolf. The wolf talked to her. He tried to trick her. But Little Red Riding Hood's mom saw the wolf. She chased him away. Little Red Riding Hood was safe. So in this folk tale, we have our characters. Who are our characters? The mom, the wolf, and Little Red Riding Hood. They don't talk about the grandmother in this little story, but we know in the real story the grandmother's also a character, right? What is the setting? Remember, the setting is when and where the story takes place. So remember, my example I always say in school is the kindergarten class at St. Peter had tacos in the cafeteria on Tuesday. My setting is cafeteria, because we ate tacos in there, and Tuesday, because it happened on a Tuesday. All right, that's my setting. The events are Little Red Riding Hood walking, remember, in the woods, and then the wolf talking to her. And then the mom chasing the wolf away. Those are the events of the story, all right? I also want to go over our sight words, but I'm going to make a new video, so this one's not too long. I'll see you guys in a few minutes.